Hello everyone and welcome to Uganda Info 256. Thank you for joining us for this special edition on the historic vote taking place today across our nation. It is Thursday, January 15th, and Uganda is holding its breath. Over 18 million voters are called to the polls to choose their next president and representatives. But a high-tension vote is unfolding, between a total digital blackout, widespread technical failures, and an opposition already alleging rigging. Uncertainty hangs over this duel between veteran Yoweri Museveni and the ghetto president, Bobi Wine. In this bulletin we look at the biometric machines that failed at dawn, forcing a shift to manual voting, and we analyze the serious allegations of ballot stuffing emerging from the districts. Stay with us. The hour of choice is here, but the atmosphere is electric. This is the full story of an extraordinary election day on Uganda Info 256. Uganda, high-tension election marked by technical failures and digital darkness. On Thursday, January 15th, Uganda experienced a decisive election day overshadowed by a climate of widespread mistrust. As incumbent President Yoweri Museveni, in power since 1986, seeks a new term against opposition figurehead Bobi Wine, the democratic process was hampered by major technical malfunctions and a total communications blackout. A democratic process stalled by technology. Technological innovation intended to guarantee transparency turned into an obstacle. The biometric verification machines, acquired at great expense, showed their limits as soon as polls opened. Widespread breakdowns. In Kampala and many other regions, the system failed to identify voters, causing massive delays. Shift to manual voting. Faced with the scale of the blockage, the Electoral Commission authorized voting via traditional paper registers. The president's experience. Even Yoweri Museveni, voting in his stronghold of Rwakatura, had to try several times. The machine eventually recognized his face only after rejecting his fingerprints. It was not right for people to go home without voting, the outgoing president stated, while ordering an investigation to determine if these failures were accidental or deliberate. Blind democracy, the digital blackout. The vote took place in almost total isolation. Since Tuesday evening, internet access has been cut across the entire country, a measure denounced by the UN as a hindrance to freedom of expression. This digital silence has direct consequences on election monitoring. Rural uncertainty. While the situation in Kampala is documented, information from rural areas is filtered and arrives in trickles. Obstacle for observers. Without a network, coordinating opposition witnesses and sharing evidence of potential irregularities becomes nearly impossible. Apparent low youth turnout. Observers noted an unusually low presence of young people, who make up the majority of the population, in the voting lines. War of words and the specter of protest. Behind the ballot boxes, a political battle is raging. Bobi Wine, voting in the Wakiso district, denounced what he called orchestrated sabotage. According to him, the failure of the biometric machines is just another tool to facilitate fraud. Accusations of fraud. The former singer reported massive ballot box stuffing during the afternoon. Repression of witnesses. He claims his polling agents were expelled from stations or arrested by security forces. Call to resistance. Convinced of his victory, he urged his supporters to remain vigilant and filmed the counting process despite the restrictions.